When I was little and already crazily into football, I remember coming across a story that really captivated me, nearly projecting itself from the page and taking hold of my curious mind. I recall being so inspired by it, loving it so much that as soon as I was done, I read it again. The story told of a match in the Argentinian capital of Buenos Aires, all the way back in 1921, between a Clube Paulistano, a São Paulo football potency back then, against mighty River Plate. The Brazilians won 1-0. And in the end of the match, Paulistano players were subjected to witness a small group of opposing fans set fire to a Brazilian flag. An example of already how fierce the football rivalry was between the two countries back then. In detail, the story described how one of the Brazilian players, the one who scored the only goal, irate and baffled, quickly took off his shirt in order to put the fire out and salvage the flag, a memento he kept until the day he passed almost 46 years later. That same player was regarded as the first true talent of Brazilian football. Arthur Friedenreich was born to Matilde and Oscar, an ethnic black mother and a second-generation German father, in the city of São Paulo back in 1892. He was an explosive attacker, almost too agile for his time. Really an amazing attribute to have when you think about the difficulty it was to flow with efficient mobility and quickness, due to the weight and material cleats and footballs were made of back in the early 20th century. Frige, or El Tigre, as amazed Uruguayans called him in 1919 due to his combative playing style, started his career at 17 after one day his father dropped him off in front of a renowned city club. This after an incident when a young Arthur literally dribbled the possibility of turning paraplegic right out of the way, having to jump out of the way of an incoming car while juggling a ball in the street. The King Pelé, while still a young boy in Minas Gerais, heard stories of him from his father. I think it's safe to say Frige undeniably influenced little Pelé to become the player he did. It's even said that he scored more goals than Pelé, 46 more to be exact, which would officially make him history's top goal scorer. Not your average footballer, he was an esteemed fighter against the oppressive looming dictatorship by the Brazilian government in the Constitutionalist Revolution, or the Paulista War of 1932. He won Brazil's first two Copa America titles in 1919 and 1922, finished Paulista top marksman 9 times, and even till this day has awards named after him. But he went on to live and pass in 1969 without knowing the feeling of what it was to represent Brazil in the World Cup, since players from São Paulo weren't allowed to play the first ever FIFA World Cup back in 1930. Friedenreich is rightfully considered the best Brazilian football of his day, making way for next generation's heroes, Zizinho and of course Pelé. Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo, James Rodriguez, Messi or Neymar could pick up a rifle, fight a war, and yet continue being the amazing footballers they are like El Tigre did? Let us know on Twitter using the hashtag below. Bye for now.